Hello and welcome back to the Sci-Fi Junkie. My name Neil, I am the Sci-Fi Junkie, and welcome to this video 3 on the Picard Star Trek series currently showing on Amazon Prime. Just wanted to pick up really very quickly. I'm going to abandon the star reviews. I know I doggedly stuck with my star reviews per episode, but I think actually that would do the current episode number 3 a disservice, because I think if I gave it a rating, I would give it maybe a 3 out of 5, and obviously what you then do is you kind of think, God, the series is going downhill. We started with a 4 and it's slowly going to work its way down. And I think that'd be really unfair, because the reality is I actually did really enjoy episode number 3. The main thing for me though is this is clearly a story building episode, and I'm really pleased actually to see that with Picard what they're doing is taking the entire season and they're painting a single large arc. I think this is a key choice. If they tried to pick it with a similar format to they had with STNG, I think we're all used to that format. I think that format is very old now, and I don't think it is right for this type of television show anymore. If you like great science fiction programs such as Expanse, etc., what they're now doing is spinning very long, complicated stories with, yes, episodic details between some subplots, but we really are relishing that longer story arc. The reality is it reflects that broader change, which is with the storytelling. Let's look at storytelling within television programs. It used to be you watch a TV program, it was cheap and cheerful, and you'd go for the cinema for that big movie experience. That simply is no longer the case. Certain shows really broke the mode. Most recently, obviously, Game of Thrones completely changed the way that people thought about how television programs were made. Link that to Picard. What have we got? We've seen a really good way of linking the original stories of Star Trek Next Generation and their characters through into this new series Picard. We've had to cram in 25 plus years of Federation history and backstory and also evolution of our main character, and actually I think that's really well established just in his first 3 episodes. Picard is different, he's nuanced, close enough to the original Jean-Luc as to be compelling, but also slightly different, which makes me want to engage more and know more about this character. So first and foremost, I'm really enjoying the series. I'm enjoying the way they're structuring this story arc, and you know, we wouldn't expect anything other than an acting masterclass from Mr. Stewart. So episode 3, if you're watching that, it's your first episode. Why not you doing so? It's on Amazon Prime. Go back and start with episode 1. I think if you're watching this in the order it's intended, you will not be disappointed. The reason that I also say that I'm really enjoying that episode is because we are now so used to binge watching that I'm at that stage now with the series that if there had been more episodes available, I definitely would have played straight on. So if the intention of the first 3 episodes was to bring us up to speed, pique our interest and move us into a fresh direction, then so far from me I'd be giving this a 5 out of 5. So as you can see, if I rate it as a single standalone episode, we've got a lower mark. But if I think of it as the story arc as part of the entire season, then I'm a lot more excited about the content. So I think I am going to abandon, in general sense, the star rating, though I may draw attention to things which I think add particular value. For me, the highlights of this episode were very much the introduction of the use of a very, we're used to the medical hologram by now, but seeing that used in a new way, in a different way, to highlight a character's relationship, it gives a way to that character is in a dialogue, if you like, to be expressed in a physical form without it being a voiceover or a narrative, which again just wouldn't fit with what we're used to with Star Trek. So I really enjoyed that. The absolute takeaway moment for me though, and this is a spoiler, so if you don't want to spoil it, then just don't watch the rest of this episode, is at the very end. The very end of the episode ends with Patrick Stewart. He's got his ragtag crew together. He's about to set off in front of Daj's sister, and he's standing at the control console. They're ready to go into hyperspace, and the new pilot looks at him, and Picard says those immortal words, "Engage." Now, as those words were said, as now, I start to get the goosebumps and the hair raising on the back of my neck, because that's one of his classic lines. So really nice how they're blending that touch of new ideas with old and traditional ideas in a really way which works very, very well. My only comparison which I can compare it to really would be the same way when you looked at Star Wars The Force Awakens. That really made a point of hitting all those nostalgia buttons. The big difference is we are touching nostalgia but not devoid of reference to the new storyline. I think sometimes with the Star Wars recent for final trilogy, if you like, I thought that when they were hitting the nostalgia buttons, I felt like they were repeating things I'd seen many, many times before. Don't even get me started on Star Destroyers, Super Star Destroyers, and then Star Destroyers carrying Death Star grade weapons. but for me this does it in the best way, where yes, they hit those nostalgia points, but not at the expense or the sacrifice to growing a new plot line. So for me, the series continues to do that really well. I do have one concern, and the concern is one which is very common with lots of shows, and it was all over the internet when this happened at the end of Game of Thrones, is they're setting a lot of high expectations. Now whenever you raise high expectations, there's always that possibility that at the last moment what you actually do is you let the audience down, because the end is anticlimactic. Now I'm hoping that this is not going to happen for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's season 1 and we know that season 2 has already been commissioned, so we know there's more yet to come, so it's not like this is a one-off season and there's no continuity or moving forward. So I'm hoping that works really well. And I also have a lot of strength in the fact that it's very good that I do not think Patrick Stewart's name would be associated with this project unless he was truly convinced that there was a story to tell. So I'm still looking forward to see where the stories will go. I am at that stage now where I'm excited enough that I wish I could watch the rest of the season this evening. So I'm looking forward to the launch of episode 4, which for us in the UK, at the time I'm recording this video, that will be, well actually technically it will be live now, but I'll be queuing in to watch that at around about 11:30 to 12 o'clock this evening. So that's my evening taken care of. Should really try and squeeze in some Valentine's action before then, but we'll see what happens. Okay, well thanks once again for taking the time to watch the video. If you are enjoying my content, please do subscribe, click the like button, hammer that notification bell so that they get notified of any future videos, and I look forward to sharing future ramblings with you as the weeks and months go by. Bye for now.